So what is it that you fancy exactly?
I fancy many things. I fancy things that are beautiful and things that are strong. I fancy things that are dangerous and exciting. Would you be offended if I said I fancied you?
Fully approved of that. He sounds a bit like Puss in Boots. Or like a dodgy Khajiit. Oh, your secrets shall be safe. Why did he disapprove of that? Come on, man. Is that some kind of euphemism?
It may as well be. But not this once, no.
Cute raven ahead. This one. Just sort of bopping around, doing his thing. A murder pillow. Ha! He definitely is a murder pillow. Zevran doesn't need the crows any longer.
No.
Oh, he's down now, though. Suck on that, dickhead. That leaves Zevran, the assassin that tried to kill us because he was basically bought as a slave and forced into the assassin trade, and in failing to kill us, his life became forfeit, for which the assassin guild would go after him for failing, so he's teamed up with us, and now we protect him. Isn't that right, Zevran?
Here I am.
Here to answer some questions.
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
So why did you want to leave the Crows exactly?
Well now, I imagine that's a very fair question. Being an assassin after all is a living, at least as far as such things go. I was simply never given the opportunity to choose another way. So if that choice presents itself, why should I not seize upon it?
So oh, hang on, yeah, so you didn't choose to join the Crows, correct?
To be truthful, I didn't even know the Crows existed when I joined them. I was but a boy of 7 when I was purchased.
7?
For 3 sovereigns, I'm told. Which
that's
is
cheap.
a good price, considering I was all ribs and bone and didn't know the pommel of a dagger from the pointy end. The Crows buy all their assassins that way. Buy them young, raise them to know nothing else but murder. And if you do poorly in your training, you die.
Ooh, well, that sounds awful.
Oh, I don't know about that. The Crows who are actually good enough to survive come to enjoy some of the benefits. In Antiva, being a crow gets you respect. It gets you wealth. It gets you women. And men. Or whatever it is you might fancy. But that does not mean doing what is expected of you always. And it means being expendable. It's a cage, if a gilded cage. Pretty, but confining.
So what is it that you fancy exactly?
I fancy many things. I fancy things that are beautiful and things that are strong. I fancy things that are dangerous and exciting. Would you be offended if I said I fancied you?
No, I would not be offended, but you needn't bother. I'm sorry, Zevran.
Ah, that's too bad. I do so enjoy it when I get to be flirty. As for what I'll do in the future, presuming that there is one, I truly can't imagine. It might be interesting to go into business for myself, for a change. Far away from Antiva, of course. For now, naturally, I go where you go.
So won't the Crows eventually try and find you?
Eventually can be a very, very long time if one plays one's cards right. Come now, enough chit-chat. Talking about the Crows summons them, you know. Any Antivan fishwife could tell you so.
Fully approved of that. He sounds a bit like Puss in Boots. Or like a dodgy Khajiit.
Here I am.
More questions, Zevran.
This should be good. Go ahead.
What does it take to become an assassin?
Well, the Crows would have you believe that it is an involved process that takes years of training. The sort that tests both your resolve and your endurance. Survive that process and maybe, just maybe, you're good enough to start being considered one of them. But quite frankly, the truth is that all it requires is the desire to kill people for a living. It's surprising how well one can do in such a field.
So you just have to be a murderer?
Now, it need not be thought of so crudely. We all do our share of murdering around here, don't we? An assassin simply specializes in striking from stealth, and in maximizing that first attack to be as lethal as possible. Debilitate your foe, either by poison or by crippling their limbs, makes any follow-up combat you need to engage in that much simpler.
Okay, well, that sounds like it could be useful.
See? Getting paid for the act is beside the point. An assassin is more a tactical choice than a lifestyle. Of course, the Crows like to pretend that their abilities are trade secrets, shrouded in shadows and wrapped in a blanket of mystery. So let's just keep this between you and me, shall we?
Oh, your secrets shall be safe. Why did he disapprove of that? Come on, man. Other thing is, Zevran, why are you wearing a shield? Can you teach others to be an assassin?
Oh, I certainly could, but I won't. I swore to the Crows that the things they taught me were to remain a secret. And
Yeah, but now they're going to kill you.
Already angry at me, I'd rather not push things, you see.
You don't think this is important?
You need to learn the arts of the Crows in order to slay Darkspawn, do you?
Maybe.
You seem to be doing fine as it is. If you are truly insistent, well, let me think about it. The Crows are already angry at me, yes? Who knows?
They are angry at you already. Teach me the
Here I am.
secrets. Care to answer some other questions?
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
Do you actually enjoy being an assassin?
And why not? There are many things to enjoy about being a crow in Antiva. You are respected, you are feared, the authorities go out of their way to overlook your trespasses, even the rewards are nothing to turn your nose up at. As for the killing part, well, some people simply need assassinating. Or do you disagree?
It's gotta be done. So you've never killed an innocent?
Now there's an interesting word, innocent. How many men do you know who can claim to be truly innocent? But if you're talking generalities, such as children and relatives and bystanders and such,
Yes.
never on purpose. But it happens.
That's not a no.
It's unfortunate, but death comes to us all. If not me, then some wasting disease, or a fall down the stairs, or at the hands of a darkspawn. It's all relative in the end.
Oh, it sounds... It's a very practical attitude.
Death happens, as we like to say. And when I get paid for it, death happens more often. As far as enjoying the act of killing itself, why not? There is a certain artistry to the deed. The pleasure of sinking your blade into their flesh and knowing that their life is in your hands.
Oh, that's a... it's a little bit sick.
It is? Perhaps you are right. I've been told from time to time that I'm a sick, sick man. Often in bed, oddly enough. There are many things I did not enjoy about being a crow, of course. Having no choice, being treated as an expendable commodity, the rules. Oh, so many rules.
So many
But
rules.
simply being an assassin, I like it just fine. I will continue to do it if I can, even if I am not a crow. Honestly, could you picture me doing something else?
Well, why not? You know, you can do whatever you like, really.
Whereas I am content merely doing what I happen to be good at. It's a talent that not many come by, honestly. I don't see why I need not pursue it. Of course, all these thoughts are moot. Chances are still good that you and I will perish, eaten by darkspawn or slain by the crows at some point. Very gruesomely, I mean. But it is pleasant enough to chat about. Come, let's move on while our boots still have some wear in them.
Oh, he didn't like that comment I gave him.
Here I am.
Alright, more questions.
This should be good. Go ahead.
Tell me a little about Antiva, your homeland.
Oh, you wish to know about Antiva, do you?
Yeah.
The only way to truly appreciate it would be to go there. It is a warm place, not cold and harsh like this for In Antiva it rains often, but the flowers are always in bloom. Or so they say.
Sounds nice. Don't you want to go back?
It's not really a matter of wanting to go back. I cannot go. At least not yet. I hail from the glorious Antiva City, home to the royal palace. It is a glittering gem amidst the sand, my Antiva City. Do you come from someplace comparable?
I'm not from any glittering gem, no.
No? That is too bad. If you were, then surely you would spend as much time boasting about it as I do. You know what is most odd? We speak of my homeland, and for all its wine and its dark-haired beauties and the lilo flutes of the minstrels, I miss the leather the most.
The leather? Is that some kind of euphemism?
It may as well be, but not this once, no. I mean the smell. For years, I lived in a tiny apartment near Antiva City's leather-making district, in a building where the crows stored their youngest recruits, packed in like crates. I grew accustomed to the stench, even though the humans complained of it constantly. To this day, the smell of fresh leather is what reminds me most of home more than anything else.
Well, you sound like you've been away from home forever.
Oh, not so long, I know. It is my first time away from Antiva, however, and the thought of never returning makes me think of it constantly. Before I left, I was tempted to spend what little coin I possessed on leather boots I spotted in a store window. Finest Antivan leather. Perfect craftsmanship. But I was a fool to leave them. I thought, Zevran, you can buy them when you return as a reward for a job well done.
Oh, true.
Fool I, no?
So, well, your home is still there, Zevran.
True, and it's a comforting thought. One simply never knows what is to come next. How could I have suspected I would end up defeated by a Grey Warden, and then spared my life to fight the Darkspawn? I could not.
Well, everyone makes mistakes.
Even Grey Wardens who spared the lives of assassins? Understood.
Yeah?
Now, if it is all the same to you, I would prefer not to speak more of Antiva. It makes me wistful and hungry for a proper meal.
Fair enough. Get homesick. I guess that's going to happen if you keep talking about it.
Here I am.
More questions, though,
This
please.
should be good. Go ahead.
What is your opinion of the Dalish elves?
I know little enough of the Dalish other than the fact that my mother was one, or so I was told. She had fallen in love with an elven woodcutter and accompanied him back to the city, leaving her clan behind for good. And there, of course, the woodcutter died of some filthy disease and my mother was forced into prostitution to pay off his debts. Oldest tale in the book.
Well, that's horrible.
Is it? It seemed normal enough a tale growing up. No different than the other elven boys in the whorehouse. I didn't know my mother either, of course. She died giving birth to me. My first victim, as it were. We were all raised communally by the whores. It was a happy enough existence, ignoring the occasional beating. Until eventually I was sold to the Crows. I brought a good price, so I hear.
Okay, but what does this have to do with the Dalish?
My original point is that my mother's Dalish nature was always a point of fascination for me. Through all the years of my crow training, the one thing of my mother's that I possessed was a pair of gloves. They were of Dalish make, I knew that much, and beautiful. I had to keep them hidden, of course, as we were not allowed such things. Eventually, they were discovered, and I never saw them again.
But how do you feel about the Dalish in general?
I don't feel anything about them. Oh, we heard about them in the city, even deep in Antiva. I even had the notion once to run off and join them. Naturally, the reality did not live up at all to the fantasies I had constructed as a boy, staring at those gloves. But such is life. Come, enough talk of the Dalish. Let us move on.
Alrighty.
Here I am.
I want to discuss something personal.
Oh, this should be good. What would you like to discuss?
Oh, never mind. Can't ask anything useful here. Let's boost his rating. Yeah, he's still got a very average friendship rating. I have some cool things for you, though. Like this.
You have excellent taste.
Thanks, man. And a shiny.
I shall treasure it. Thank you.
Okay, money to give that. So here's another shiny.
You have excellent taste.
Shiny
You
again.
have excellent taste.
So Zevran's boosted enough that he's got a dexterity increase as a result. Talk to him.
I've a question, if I may.
Go ahead.
Well, here's the thing. I swore an oath to serve you, yes? And I understand the quest you're on, and this is all very fine and well. My question pertains to what you intend to do with me once this business is over with, as a point of curiosity.
Well, does your oath expire then?
Not precisely. I said I would serve you until you saw fit to release me. One simply assumes that Once your Grey Warden business is finished, you would have no need of an assassin to follow you about. Am I wrong?
Well, I could always use a friend.
Indeed. I might even be glad to call myself such, come to think of it. It is good to know what my options might be, but that is for another time. For now, we have much to do, yes?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do indeed. Save. Oh, come on, Zevran, how much more you got? Can you teach others to be an assassin? Can we get that out of him now?
I could teach others, but not yourself. First, I would need someone who has training as a rogue. That is, unless you would care to spend the years it takes to gain the fundamentals. But if there should be such a person who desires this training, yes, by all means, send them to me. The crows are already furious, no? I shall enjoy twisting their nose further.
Excellent, cool. So this is how you unlock the assassin specialization if you don't have it unlocked already.
What say you?
We discuss anything personal yet?
Again? I'm game.
Nope, not yet. Never mind. Cool, well, we have some gloves you were just talking about. Zevran, my friend. Where are they? Dalish gloves, a gift. These gloves are made of supple leather and lined with soft rabbit fur. Wow, okay. Here you go.
Gloves? You're giving me gloves? What for?
They're Dalish gloves, like your mother's.
Maker's breath.
Yeah.
Right. It is like my mother's. The leather was less thick and it had more embroidery, but these are very close and quite handsome.
Well, you're welcome.
Do I seem surprised? Perhaps I am. Still, I appreciate the fact that you even thought of me. No one has simply given me a gift before. Thank you.
Cool, Zevran approves +8. Has he got much left to talk about? I thought he'd still have a side mission of some kind. Well, there's still a bit more approval we could be getting.
What say you?
Any other questions?
By all means.
Tell me of your adventures.
My adventures?
Yes.
I'm hardly an old man just returned from across the ocean, am I? Should I shake my fist at nearby children while I talk about the good old days?
Well, you certainly talk like you've had adventures.
Falling down a flight of stairs is an adventure. Falling into someone's bed, also an adventure. I am assuming what you're looking for are professional anecdotes. Let's see, my second mission ever for the Crows was a bit intriguing. I was sent to kill a mage who had been meddling in politics.
Ooh, so the Crows are willing to anger the circle of magi?
In Antiva, nobody is too important to escape the reach of the Crows. They've killed kings and queens. That is simply how it is. As it turned out, the mage in question was quite a delightful young woman. Long, divine legs, as I recall. I caught her in a carriage on her way to escape to the provinces. After I killed her guard, she got down on her hands and knees and begged for her life, rather aptly. So I joined her in the carriage for the night and left the next morning.
So you used her, dude? That's a bit rough.
On the contrary, it was she who used me. Or she tried to. The woman had actually convinced me to speak to the Crows on her behalf. What can I say? I was young and foolish at the time. Then, as I was kissing her goodbye to return to Antiva City, she slipped on the threshold and fell backwards out of the carriage. Broke her neck. Shame, really, but at least it happened quickly.
So you didn't actually kill her?
Not actually, no. I was a bit unimpressed by the development at first. Then I found out that she had told the driver to take her to Janellen instead. She had planned to lose me in the provinces. I would have looked very foolish to the Crows.
Smart.
As it was, my master was very impressed that I had done such a fine job of making it look like an accident. The circle of magi was unaware of foul play, and everyone was happier all around.
Except for the mage.
I suppose, but she was dead. She didn't need to be happy. It was after that when I learned that one needn't let a pretty face go to your head. Professionalism was key. That's my moral of the day, you see.
All right, a wise lesson to learn.
And one that not everyone learns, I'm sad to say. But that's enough tale spinning from me for the moment. Talking about the mage has made me a bit nostalgic, I'm afraid. Ah, the good old days.
Oh, Zevran approves. Oh, we've still got some other helpful gifts to give to you, some thoughtful stuff. Come on, Zevran, we want to close you off. We want to be best friends.
How nice. How nice.
A whole bunch of these.
How nice.
How nice.
How nice.
So robotic. Okay, he's boosted a fairway. Major dexterity, full friendship unlocked, Zevran.
What say you?
Can I ask something personal?
Again? I'm game. What say you?
Any questions? Adventures?
Again? Well now, what might interest you, I wonder? Shall I describe the stages involved with Lanthrax poisoning? I watched a man go through all 7 once.
If you like.
No, I'll not inflict that upon you just yet. Let's see, how about the largest battle I ever took part in? That would have been the slaughter of Prince Azrin. Did you hear of that down in these parts?
You killed a prince?
Me? Not personally, but I did take part in the attack. Prince Azrin was 4th in line to the throne, you see. He started off as 11th, but worked his way up the old-fashioned method by inheriting control of an entire Crow cell from his grandfather. After assassinating his way through the royal family, the king hired 3 other cells to take down Prince Azrin once and for all. I was in one of those cells.
Okay, is this thing common in Antiva?
Antivan royalty is very much bound up in the Crows. You wouldn't want it run by a bunch of commoners, after all, would you? And this means they get involved in politics quite often. This particular fight nearly bankrupted the nation, I understand. It almost ended up putting a Crow on the throne, a commoner. But that's a whole different story. I played a very small part.
Okay, so what did you do?
My part in the entire battle was taken up trying to reach Princess Verina, who had thrown in with her brother. I killed about 11 of her guards personally before I got knocked out of a window. I landed in a river and nearly drowned. I was fished out by some urchins who robbed me blind. Made off with my boots, too.
Oh, no.
At least they didn't cut my throat. And that was my part in history.
So you got robbed by urchins?
I had to find my way back to the safe house, bruised and naked, and thankful to be alive. But there you go. Tale told. Let's be off before I tell more embarrassing stories, huh?
What other embarrassing stories have you got left?
By all means.
Or adventures?
Well, the only one that's really worth telling is the story of the mission right before I came to Ferelden.
Oh, yes.
But no, I would rather not. I shouldn't have said anything.
Why not? What's the problem?
Nothing that I would prefer to speak of. Perhaps another day, I'm sorry.
Oh, come on, man.
What say you?
Adventures!
By all means.
Let's move on then. Now do we trigger him by going out of camp? Come on, Zevran, you're making me look really boring.
Yes.
Of course.
Indeed.
Alright, so this must be the tail end of the Zevran, you know, party member companionship quest line. Would have been good if I could pull this off last night, but oh well, here we are. Here we go, here comes the floof. Bring on the floofy boy. There he is. Cute raven ahead. This one. Just sort of bopping around, doing his thing. Yeah. This is what you wanted to see? The running floof? A murder pillow. Ha! He definitely is a murder pillow.
Watch out.
So
So
Right
here
ahead.
is the mighty Grey Warden at long last. The
Here we go.
Crows send their greetings once again.
So they sent you, Taliesin. Or did you volunteer for the job?
I volunteered, of course. When I heard that the great Zevran had gone rogue, I simply had to see it for myself.
Is that so? Well, here I am, in the flesh.
You can return with me, Zevran. I know why you did this, and I don't blame you. It's not too late. Come back and we'll make up a story. Anyone can make a mistake.
Zevran doesn't need the crows any longer.
No? Does Zevran need to live?
I suspect I will manage just fine, Taliesin. I'm sorry, my old friend, but the answer is no. I'm not coming back. And you should have stayed in Antiva.
Alright, now we'll fight you all. Okay, so how do we want to do this to get started? Alisan. Let's get cracking with some blood magic. And stun. Oh, can we reach everyone to stun them? Yes, if we put them there, it will. And Morrigan. Let's get you to fireball these dickheads. Up here. Let's do a fireball about there. Let's do this. Okay, now who's going to be the most deadly? Alright, Floofy boy. You go attack those guys. Zevran, you do this. You fight that one. And I shall take out this one. Yeah, look at that body. Bear does his body slam. Oh, that was sneaky. He disappeared. Alright, what other moves have we got? Zevran, dude, you need... Oh, Zevran's rubbish for combat, because I haven't spec'd him with any moves for combat. Alright, have a potion. And just stay alive whilst we do the rest of the work. Let's go hit this guy. And soon I'll be able to do another... why don't we do a Affliction Hex? Hit this one, Affliction Hex. This will put a curse on everyone, making them fail a little bit in what they're trying to do. Okay, Talison's here, excellent. Finish this guy. Smacked him down, good. Let's finish this one. Good, smacked him down too. And blood magic time. Oh, I'm copping some hits. I need to suck some health off of Liliana. That's better. Why don't we finish some of these guys off? Turn off blood magic so I can get some better healing. Let's drink a potion. This is a harder fight than I expected. This guy hits hard. Oh, he's down now though. Suck on that, dickhead. You need to go down. Oh, yes.
Oh, this should be good. Sit down yourself.
Boom! Big bear body slam. Nice.
And there it is. Taliesin is dead. And I am free of the crows. They will assume that I am dead along with Taliesin. So long as I do not make my presence known to them, they will not seek me out.
Okay, so what does this mean?
I do not know. It seems I have options now, whereas once I had none. I have enjoyed our company, but I am wondering if it is not time for me to leave. That would be the practical thing to do, no? There is a freedom awaiting me that I have never known. But I suppose the decision is yours. Will you let me go?
But I need him for I need him to stick around to help fight the blight. Persuade. Don't you want to stay for the treasure?
All right. You make a convincing argument. You do seem to stumble onto treasure on a regular basis somehow. Let us return to the task at hand, then. There is still much to be done, yes?
Zevran, just don't take a shot every time we get loot, because that's apparently bad for your health, according to people watching. Yeah, everyone's got something on their face right now, Grizz. A lot of blood from all the murder death times. Hey, leveled up Morrigan from disarming a trap. How about that? Anything else? Alright. Success on that. That was not an easy fight. Well, on that note, that will probably conclude tonight's session, I think, because we've run out of dialogue to try and keep teasing out of our companions, and now we're sort of set up, ready to kick into the next sort of major plot mission. So I think next we'll be looking to team up with Al Eamon to then see how we go about starting the chain of events for this Landsmeet, for doing some kind of intervention against Loghain, and putting someone else in charge of the king or whatever, and then hopefully moving forward where we can fight the Blight and the Darkspawn. I don't know. I apologise, things got a little bit drawn out towards the end of the session there, but tomorrow night we should be back into the action and getting into the meat of it once again and getting into the good stuff that is Dragon Age Origins. But until then, this has been Nerdiness. I've been Shade. You guys have been absolutely awesome. Thanks for coming along. See you tomorrow night.